Okay. So today at Pittsburgh Artist Studio, we have a local drummer here from Pittsburgh, and his name is Chris Belin. And we're going to ask him a few questions about his drums.
I love questions. Bring it on. I'm ready to go.
Okay. Well, this is Chris Belin, and let's start with the questions, Chris.
Okay.
What first got you into music and the drums?
So actually, it's funny. I really can't remember. A few years ago, I was updating my website, and I was doing the bio page, and my mom was reading it over, and she said, "That's not right." I'm like, "What's not right about my bio?" So she was like, "Well, you actually," it said I was playing drums since I was 5, but she said she bought me a drum set when I was 2.
Oh, 2.
So it was one of those things where I think I was just banging on stuff. And I remember after I broke one of the little drum kits, because back in the day they were cheap, and I hit too hard. So after that, I basically just remember playing on boxes a little bit, and then I just kept getting these little mini drum sets, and that was it. I just love music, and my sisters were really big into music, so I'd always try to listen to all their records and 8-tracks and stuff like that, and just had fun with it. And then being a little kid too, in the early 80s, I grew up on MTV, so I just turned on the TV and bang, there's all this music and bands and stuff, and it's exciting.
So you never really had any drum lessons at all, or
did you? I did. I had when I was 5 is when I had my first drum teacher.
Oh wow!
And then it was pretty much then all the way through high school, and then they kept disappearing and doing their own thing, and I don't know what happened to some of them.
Yeah. I think they do. I mean, they play for a while, and teach for a while, and then you don't see them anymore.
Maybe I drove them crazy. I don't know, but
I don't think so.
whatever reason. But,
I know you. I don't think so.
So for whatever reason, even as a teacher, I wanted to be like, I'm not driving my students crazy. So, but yeah. So I just been my whole life has been drums, and
that's
cool. Keep going.
Yeah, well, that's pretty good. I mean, like to start young like that and really enjoy it. I know in school myself, I played the viola for a while, but I would never know how to play it now. I was like in the, I guess, 5th grade when I started that, and ended it in the 6th grade. So it wasn't. I never could do that stuff. So, what is your creative process like?
So I love being creative, and when it comes to creativeness, I'll say there's 2 sides of my life. There's the side where I'm writing lesson plans for students. So as a teacher, I'm always striving to do my own curriculum. Now, of course, just like any professional drummer and a teacher, I have to be aware of all the famous things that have been out there. So I'm a big book fan. So the famous books that have been there, I love using those. But I'll put my own spin on them, or lessons that I've learned. So like being in this little room right here, it's total creative outlet for that. Writing lesson plans, figuring out ways how to keep students inspired and enjoying drums. Mm-hmm. Then on the band side of things too, being creative, I love working with groups, whether it's individual artists or a band. Mm-hmm. And that usually starts at a rehearsal room. And then I'll take everything we do at rehearsal, and I'm a big recorder too, so I'm always recording rehearsals. And I come home and I play through the parts, and then I work out different ideas, and I'm all about exhausting possibilities, what rhythms could fit, or, song structure, and I'll make notes and send suggestions to the band. So I love that side of it. And then with the, craziness that happened in 2020, there was a lot of that time where it was just, creating and writing and just, really just embracing that side of it, with not performing as much. It was great.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess I was just going to ask you about COVID and how it affected your lessons and performing music and all that. But you just answered it kind of. So
you were more creative.
You actually were more creative during that time. You got to really sit down and think about things and create.
Yeah. And, it was, for me, it was, obviously it was a crazy year for all musicians, but luckily in 2014, I developed my online lesson curriculum, where I'm doing FaceTime and Skype. And I didn't know what Zoom was till 2020, but I was mostly doing FaceTime and Skype, things like that. And then, I already had that curriculum in place for a good 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was weird because then all this stuff started to happen. So then a lot of the local students were like, we need to go to virtual, and then for a while, it was all of them, and then slowly it started to come back with in-person, like face coverings and social distance, and even some in garages with the garage doors open, stuff like that. So that was good. That was definitely a great thing. Show-wise, there was only really 2 months where I didn't play a concert. It was basically April and May. Whether it was doing like, social distance, church performances or the outdoor shows, things like that. So I was definitely fortunate in that way, but it was a lot of hard work. 2020 was a lot of extra hours to keep it rolling and keep everything going on. So
yeah, it's been a difficult time. Well, can you talk a little bit about your drum school?
Yeah.
And how it got started?
I'm sorry. You said when I got started?
With the drum school, yeah. What made you decide to do that?
So I always wanted to teach drums, and just being involved with drumming my whole life, and then even in like junior high and high school, having some really close friends who played drums, and we just go over to each other's house and hang out and play drums and listen to music. Then of course we had the guitar player friends, and we just go over and play with them. But it was just really like a neat community. And then right out of high school, like '97, I started just experimenting, just teaching some friends some things and stuff like that, and then. It kind of blossomed into, hey, my friend's daughter wants drums. So then it was learn drums. So then I started to get into, okay, how am I going to do this? Then by '99, I had a full curriculum in place. And then that started, but it started part-time. So I was working at record stores and music stores and starting to perform live. And from then, 2003 is when I took the big plunge. I was like, I'm leaving my job because lessons got busy. I'm just going to start playing and teaching full time and see what happens. I didn't have much to lose. So 2003 and going strong.
Yeah. Well, Chris has a traveling drum school, so he actually goes to your home or Skype or however you do that, right? So that's
all
pretty
over the
neat.
universe now.
Yeah. You should get this StreamYard. I think it's pretty cool too because you can actually see. I don't know Zoom if you can see people. I guess you can, huh? I haven't really looked into that too much, the Zoom thing.
Oh, yeah, no, Zoom is great. I actually like this. I don't know what this StreamYard is, so I'm going to have to look it up when we're done. Zoom is cool because I do right now individual lessons through Zoom, but then through the Western Pennsylvania School for Blind Children, I do the drum circle class.
Oh, yeah.
And this year we've been doing it via Zoom, which has worked out great. They're all in different classrooms, or if they're at home, they're allowed to take their drum home. And they all sign in from home, so it's interesting. It's been working out really good though. They're cool.
Yeah, that sounds nice. Yeah. So okay, so throughout the years, what has been your inspiration or your favorite artist as far as your profession goes?
I love all types of music, like literally. There's nothing I won't turn away from. Like, I'm not listening to that. And always the most educational experiences I've had has been playing with bands of different music, whether it's been like taking jobs with country bands, or like some of the newer country I didn't know, or Irish bands, something like that, where I'm not even Irish, I just play all the music. But it was just fun. I learned about the culture. So I would say that I love so many different genres of music, but one that really sticks out, this even happened a few years ago. I got to meet Booker T and the MGs.
Oh.
Booker T. Jones, and I've always been a fan of Booker T and the MGs, and especially his drummer, Al Jackson Jr. Just how smooth they were and instrumental, and just that band, how they used to back other artists like Otis Redding and a lot of stuff on Stax, which was, I love that stuff. So just meeting him, how humble and cool he was, just an inspiration. Like that guy, total class act all the way through.
Nice. Well, that's pretty cool. Yeah. So, was there anything else you'd like to add here as far as some of the things that you have coming up in the future here?
Yeah, just a lot of good things happening for 2020. Some albums I'll be doing are coming out, or some albums are already completed will be released. So that's really exciting. Definitely a lot of concerts are coming up. Things are starting to open up, which is great. So there's some outdoor, there's some socially distanced indoor. Just a lot of good things on the horizon. I'm excited for the future. Rest of this year, especially 2021, big shows, good times.
Yeah, I hear about this festival.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
there a festival
There's
coming
social
up?
distance music festivals too, because you can be
Yeah,
outside and keep it
yeah,
safe.
that's pretty nice. Yeah. So, well, I really appreciate your time, Chris. It's been nice to hear all about your background and everything. And just in case anyone wants to know, this is my son-in-law.
That's
Gotta
right.
throw
I
that in,
appreciate
Chris.
it.
Gotta throw that in. So,
Just another
really,
morning of us spending coffee time together.
yeah, there you go. So, yeah, it's been fun. I really liked hearing about all your, especially how you got started and being so young at it, that's really interesting. I'm always amazed by that, you know, when it just all clicks.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
just I mean, I just try to live a positive life, but
yeah.
when I have the chance to make drums or drumming like a part of my job and lifestyle, sometimes
Uh-huh.
it's hard to blur the lines between when you're working and when you're not working, which is a good thing. But
Uh-huh.
it's cool. It's cool, and it's nothing I never take for granted. It's something I always give 110% to keep moving forward. So I don't plan on
Yeah.
retiring. So I might be playing polka bands when I'm like 95 or something, but that's fine.
Yeah. Well, maybe it'll be still rock,
Yeah, whatever the polka is in 50 years from now, it might be heavy metal. Who knows? But
Yeah, you never know. Yeah, yeah, the way it's going. I don't know this music today. I don't know. So, well, I really appreciate your time, and I guess that will be the end of this, unless you want to add anything. But I think we did pretty good there.
I'm feeling good. Thank you very much.
Okay, okay. Well, thanks, Chris, and we'll see you. Bye.
Sounds good. Have a good day.
You
Thanks,
too.
Jeff.
You too. All right.